for his size to square and shoot the ball with that soft a touch just shows you how difficult a player he is to guard, not only at this level, but that level where he's going to be playing next year in the association where he's going to make big bucks.
And you know what? He deserves a lot of credit, and so does the Nevada coaching staff, and the fact that Mark Fox let him go through all of that process. As you look at Sessions' numbers tonight of going to the camps, going to do things, you got to pay your own way to find out where you stack up, and basically saying, Nick, it's up to you. Do what's best for you, but I think if you come back for another year, you'll be a first-round draft pick, which you really need to be in the NBA.
And it gives you great confidence and understanding. And these are the things that I need to work on. And it wasn't like he was coming back to a bad team.
Exactly.
You know, he's coming back to a great team where he's got a lot of friendships that he's created over the 4 years. And now you're coming back. You understand those things that you need to get better at. You have a great senior year. Tim Duncan did it.
Good point.
Keith Van Horn did it. You play those 4 years and you come into the league much more experienced than some of the guys that come in where they leave school early.
Fisher going to the line just to finish up that point, because when you go to the NBA and try to go be a professional, you're only going to get one chance to go around. And if it doesn't pan out in the beginning, there are no do-overs when they pay the salaries that they do.
You certainly want to go in and get that head start, so you start with the club as opposed to having to start in the D-League or start somewhere else or in Europe and then work your way back in.
1 point lead for Nevada. Fisher, 68% free throw shooter, trying to tie the game, and he makes a pair and does. Tied at 28. This one has been as good as advertised. 5-0 Nevada, first place in the WAC. New Mexico State just a game back at 4-1. Everybody who paid to get into the Pan Am Center, and it's sold out, getting their money's worth tonight.
New Mexico State showing full court zone pressure that time, and they run several different kinds of traps. They'll trap once or they'll trap twice, just giving you different looks.
Zekas trying to get around Pasos, turns and spins, well defended, rebound by Hawkins. Davis thought about it, gets a little closer. Wild shot won't go, rebound by Hansen.
Well, you measure each trip down defensively on getting back if you're Nevada and then forcing New Mexico State to take shots, maybe out of rhythm, maybe quicker, and certainly not off dribble penetration. They got the mismatch on the inside.
Knobber is on Zekas. Down low to LeGrone, and he turns, and the nice spin move makes it 30-28. Another of these Nevada freshmen, Matt LeGrone.
And Nevada played with great poise and patience that time. There was certainly a mismatch on the inside, but there was no reason to force it. Knobber at 6'3" was guarding Fazekas at 6'11", but there was no easy lane to make that pass. No, Nevada just got a little bit further in their offense and wound up getting a high percentage shot anyway.
Nelson, guarded by Fazekas, pulls his way in. The fadeaway won't fall. Put back underneath. Justin Hawkins has been the star for the Aggies tonight.
Hawkins with 17 points. He comes into this averaging just 15. But he's only missed one, and he's just made a home at 8 feet in. I think the one shot that he missed was a 15-footer.
Davis fouls Sessions. 2:30 to go first half. Timeout on the floor. Wolfpack in the Aggies. Good one in the WAC. Welcome back to the Pan Am Center. School getting ready to start tomorrow here at New Mexico State.
Seeing that, I think it better start today.
It should have started
They got
last
too much
week.
time on their hands.
Exactly. (30-30). New Mexico State got off to the early lead. Credit Nevada with the poise to stay in it and some of that senior leadership to claw their way back in. Nevada 17-1, best start in the history of the program. New Mexico State 14-4. Conference game, Nevada 5-0 in first place. The Aggies 4-1. Sessions back to the free throw line.
Yeah, I thought the zone defense that Nevada got into about midway through the first half really kind of threw New Mexico off their game and their game plan.
Sessions with the miss. Fazekas rebounds, and he's going to get called for a travel. It'll be a Wolfpack turnover. 2:28 remaining first half.
Ramon Session, understanding that the defender was closing out to challenge his shot, tried to lift him and leave him. Couldn't keep those tippy toes on the floor.
This home crowd chanting Aggies, trying to cheer on their team. Knobber in the corner. Whistle away from the ball. We're going to get Fazekas for grabbing on to Hatchelapasos, young man from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, number 15 for the Aggies, and he's been a handful. He and Justin Hawkins have been formidable inside tonight.
Pasos coming off 2 straight double-double games where he's averaged 14 points and 11 rebounds. You take a look at his pure physical size, and you can tell that he is not one to shy away from physical contact. When you're guarding players that like to post up like that, Nevada has done a nice job in the last 5 minutes of getting to those defensive positions early and trying to force the inside players in New Mexico State a little bit further away from the basket so they don't have as comfortable an area to operate in the low post.
This is the front end of the 1-and-1. Wolfpack rebounds. Another whistle. Are they going to get Pasos for leaning on Fazekas? Indeed, they do.
They've called that at both ends, and that's really sending a message to both big guys. You know, you can't use your physical strength to gain an advantage on the inside. If you get to a spot first and you hold it, then that's allowed. But if you try to bump and then bump and move a guy on offense away from a spot, that has been mandated to clean up the interior play to make it more of a finesse game as opposed to who's a bigger, stronger guy on the inside.
Yeah, you like the rule change?
I do.
So do I.
I do.
So do I.
Because that's basketball, and,
right.
and there's certainly a lot of room for guys that are strong because it's a different game today. But again, on the inside, I think the way it's played with finesse and the better you are with your interior moves and those things that you learn how the nuances to play on offense and defense, I think that's where the game should be. Played.
It's a much prettier game with good movement versus the physical wrestling that had gone on for years.
Plus, I'm an old guy. I was a skinny guy. You know, you tend to kind of like the way you played because of how you had to play.
Sure. Ingram for 3, long range. It's an air ball again. Nelson rebounds. Putback won't go. Got his own board. Off the front iron. Hawkins again. Only his second miss tonight. Nelson has it stolen away. It'll be a jump ball. Kyle Shiloh getting in there quickly, able to grab it. Jump basketball. It'll be New Mexico State ball.
And that's got to drive you crazy right now if you're Mark Fox because, you know, you play that zone or man-to-man defense. We talked about the importance of finishing off that defense with good box outs. And right there you see 4 or 5 shot attempts at point-blank range by New Mexico State. Not only are you having an opportunity to score, but you continue to do like that, you're going to get the interior players of Nevada in foul trouble.
Well, Hawkins, most everything has gone in tonight. That's just too far out of his range. Pasos underneath. He's going to get fouled by Legron. Legron can't believe it, nor can his head coach. Legron thought he had good position and was straight up. The officials disagree.
Well, Nevada has only been out-rebounded once this season, and that was at Hawaii. Everybody else, they've either tied once or they've out-rebounded. And, you know, rebounding is hustling, assuming shots are going to be missed and then getting spots. And, you know, it's not about how high you jump, but, you know, how much you want the ball. And right now, Nevada losing the hustle battle.
Hatchelapasos at the line. Makes the first one to tie it at 31. Nevada calls a 30-second timeout. Upcoming games for the Wolfpack. They'll be at home on the 25th and the 27th. 2 games next week against La Tech and against Utah State. And congratulations to the Wolfpack fans for selling out the Lawler Event Center. And Coach, like every team, and you know, the Nevada fans feel the same way. Hey, that's great, we get to the tournament every year. Well, now we need to get back to the Sweet 16 and the Grade 8, so let's put one on the fans. It's great you sell it out. Now get up out of your seat and make some noise from opening tip till the final buzzer. How big of an impact can have